It is pretty early. Figured I would go live today. Got a long travel journey ahead today. So I am live from the Espaço Banco Safra. This is inside of Sao Paulo International Airport. Guarulhos. Wait, see if anybody joins here. This was actually the old Star Alliance Lounge back in the day. If anybody remembers that, I mean, they really didn't make any changes. Just a bank probably bought the name. That's about it. But it's also a priority pass. This is a priority pass lounge, so you can enter with priority pass or flying business class on certain carriers. So I'm flying Air China today, so I'm going to be reviewing the fifth freedom flight between Sao Paulo and Madrid. So that does give me access. So I didn't need to use the priority pass. I believe also Copa Airlines. So actually, I think if you're flying business class on any Star Alliance airline, basically, then you'll be able to access this lounge. See, we got one person in the building. Hopefully, we can get a few more. So, yeah, it looks exactly the same from when it was a Star Alliance lounge there. It's got TV up here. So you do have showers here, toilets and baby changing stations are back that way. So it's very early. It is 5:30 a.m. in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Back here, I guess it's a little more private area back here. Quite a few plants in here. Looks like they do actually have a place you can get a foot massage, reflex therapy, and a quick massage. So I don't know. I think you might have to be a Espaço Banco, a Banco Safra card holder to get those benefits. So I guess similar to what an Amex Centurion Lounge for Banco Safra card holders. So you see plenty of seating. Do note though, as far as the charging ports go, you're gonna need an adapter in most cases. Yeah, now they do have a 220 volt that you can use just for if you've got an American plug there at the bottom. But anything else, yeah, you'll need an adapter to plug into the outlets. Nova, hello, good morning or good afternoon, wherever you're at. Where you're at, Nova. So then as we come over here, you've got the view basically of duty free. Really is your view of duty free in the terminal. Unfortunately, the lounges here, they don't really provide good views of um, airplane movements outside. I mean, looking at that window far over there, I mean, out there are gates. You got the runway and stuff and plane movements out there, but you really can't see. Even in the daytime, I guess you can, but it's not the greatest if you're looking to look at planes while you're in the lounge. It's not the greatest for that, but fairly decent sized lounge here. They've even got magazines. I didn't know people still read magazines. Obviously themed local. Just see Sao Paulo. Seems to be, and seeing Rio too. You've got the cafe, Nescafe machine, got cappuccinos if you're a coffee lover. I personally am not. Check out the bar area. So they've got, they always got some soccer, football going on. This is the bar area where you can grab. You got wine, some cocktails. See what they got for breakfast. Over here. So for the breakfast, looks like you've got chicken sausage here. Got some eggs. They say they have oregano. I don't know if I see any oregano there. Waffles and mini churros. That's a nice touch. Don't see a chocolate sauce. I guess you can put honey on them. Yeah, yeah, Crystal. Yeah, at the airport at Sao Paulo International Airport. Guarulhos. Guarulhos. It's hard for me to pronounce. The Brazilians say Guarulhos. Any Brazilians in the chat, let me know if I'm messing that up. I am working on português. Estou praticando muito de mi português. You got beer, Coke, Stella Artois, Fanta. Yeah, that's the thing. If you're from the United States, you know Fanta was a thing back in the day, but it seemed to never have left internationally. Let's see, pao de queso. So you got 4 cheese. Wow, yeah. So that's definitely something you want to try if you're in Brazil in general. The cheese bread is something you must try. Um, Not really vacation. Actually, I was in Sao Paulo to review 2 hotels. You'll see the reviews coming out soon. The Rosewood Hotel, Sao Paulo, and the W Hotel, Sao Paulo. You got just regular bread there, some packaged bread, milk bread, they say. Um, Over here, got the cheese, queijo. Oh, that looks good. That's like Rocky Fort or the blue cheese. Here you've got this turkey breast, chicken breast. To me, it looks like lunch meat. I'll be honest. Some coconut cheese, candy. You've got some little sandwiches there. Maybe tomato cheese. Got yogurts. Yeah, so if you guys haven't had breakfast, you probably want to go get some now. Some more of these candied looking things. A few fruits in the middle. Looks to be pineapple and I don't know, maybe melon, maybe mango, red mango. Here you got some sweets. Petit four, chocolate chip, bananas you could take on the go. What else we have? Brigadeiro, that's something that's traditional. These are a little smaller than you would normally see. These are like mini brigadeiros. Definitely another thing you'll want to try if you do come to Brazil. These are lemongrass. It's interesting. And chocolate. Simply a chocolate truffle. Or they're just truffles. Lemon cake. What do we have here? We got like a cake with raisins. Over here is a space, a little more relaxed space. Of course, you got football matches going over here. More football. So that's all you'll see on the TVs in Brazil when it comes to sports generally. But yeah, this is the Espaço Banco Safra. Face reveal. Nah, the face reveal. The only time you'll see my face is in the bathroom on airplane reviews. In the mirror, or and sometimes in the hotel reflections also. So this is the Espaço Banco Safra. Again, you can enter this with Priority Pass or flying business class on, in my case, Air China. Looks like Copa, United. I think um, the Star Alliance carriers kept access rights to this lounge because again, this used to be the Star Alliance lounge years ago, and then essentially nothing has changed except they now have a place you can exchange money inside, and also, yeah, just some of the branding. It just says Banco Safra instead of Star Alliance Lounge. So, just to kind of give you guys an update on, I'm kind of in the middle of this trip, so it gets a little more difficult from now into the end of the trip here. Kind of in the middle. I've stayed at the Rosewood Hotel. Excellent hotel, very high-end, luxurious hotel for sure. And also at the W Hotel, which is a new, maybe 6 months old, the W Sao Paulo. Hello, Jane. How are you? So after this, so I'll be flying on Air China, doing the fifth Freedom flight. This flight goes from Sao Paulo, Brazil to Madrid, and I thought this was an interesting route to review because you don't see often, first off, a fifth Freedom flight this long, so that you can fly Air China without going to China. So you're starting to see more of these, and this flight is 10 hours and 45 minutes, it says. So probably since we're going eastbound, maybe 10 hours flat. So hope to arrive in Madrid about midnight local time or so. Should be leaving here from Brazil in about 4 hours, a little less than 4 hours. And Crystal, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, if you haven't been to Brazil, it's a good place. Sao Paulo, if you're familiar with New York City, Sao Paulo is like the New York City of Latin America. It is an absolutely huge city. It's like really a concrete jungle. And you got, of course, Rio de Janeiro, or as in Portuguese, Rio de Janeiro is obviously a must visit for tourists. But I think there's some smaller cities too that people should take a look at. While it's been a long time, I've been to Curitiba and Porto Alegre. And later in the year, I'll be doing a resort review at a hotel in Natal. Gonna take my son there since he likes the beach. So we'll check that out. But yeah, back to the review stuff. So Air China, we'll be taking that in business class to see how that is on the Fifth Freedom route. I'll be reviewing a Marriott. It's a Marriott in Madrid, but it's pretty close to the airport. I think it's like the Marriott Auditorium and Conference Center. Very short stay there, short night before I'll catch Lufthansa. I'll start with Lufthansa's business class, Euro business class on the A320neo. I won't actually be reviewing that flight. I reviewed a um, Lufthansa business class before in the A3. It might have been the 319 or 321, but it's very similar. So I'm only going to do a meal service review on that flight. And then the crown jewel of this trip is the Lufthansa Allegra's first class in the A350. So I'm really looking forward to that. I- I'm hoping I'm alone in first class on that flight because it will allow me more flexibility to film more things comfortably, and if there's no other passengers in there. So that is how it's looking in the next segments of this trip. But yeah, if nobody has anything else, if anybody's got anything to share, any questions about Sao Paulo, um, yeah, let me know. Let's see, you may also consider visiting Kenya. Yeah, and also I've thought about that, and from the review aspect too. Um, Kenya Airways, I would like to review that. I mean, ultimately, I would like to review all airlines in all classes of service. That's kind of a life's work thing. And I do this as a hobby, but I do love the flying, so I would like to fly or try out Kenya Airways, um, as well. So tell me, Jane, where are the beaches in Kenya? I guess how far from Nairobi? And also past the Lufthansa review, I will Mombasa. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I've heard and seen there. Yeah, so many places to explore in the world. It'll literally take you a lifetime to see all the things you want to. 500 kilometers. Is that a flight to Mombasa? I'm gonna guess best to fly. It's Kenya Airways. I imagine they fly direct from Nairobi to Mombasa. But yeah, as I go off on a tangent again. So yeah, after I finish the Lufthansa first class flight, hope to visit, try to maximize lounges. I will visit a friend while quickly in the States, but during the layover, so it's really short. So I'm hoping to visit the Chase Sapphire Club in San Diego, United Club San Diego, and the Aspire Lounge. So hopefully I can get all three of those in. Um, if not, at least, yeah, try to at least the Chase and the United one. I do have a little bit of time in Los Angeles. I'm hoping that I can arrive before the Polaris Lounge in LAX closes. Crystal Logistics, yeah, I work in transportation logistics there. So yeah, so I'm hoping I can maximize all the lounges. Um, let's see. Yeah, American Express Lounge, the Centurion Lounge, never been to that in LAX, so hopefully get that. The whatever Star Alliance Lounge in LAX, Polaris if I can beat it. Yeah, I appreciate it, Crystal. Yeah, it's a slow growth, but to me that's a better growth to me. Yeah, I honestly I think sometimes if you one day you wake up and you've got I don't know, all of a sudden you wake up and you got 100,000 subscribers, it could be just for maybe a viral moment that you can't repeat. So yeah, I do prefer the slow growth. Okay, so local flights. Okay, okay, that's cool. Yeah, definitely something to keep in mind as I get more into Africa. I mean, I've yeah really only been to Morocco and Egypt and Africa, so there's a lot more to see in Africa. Um, let's see. Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought. So yeah, I want to max out the lounges, and if you guys you'll definitely want to check out. I was recently at the start of this trip was in Lima. It started in Lima, Peru, and where I checked out the brand new airport there, which is pretty nice. Now, it's not stunning architecturally, honestly, but it is night and day better than the old airport in Lima, Peru. So if you are flying to Lima, or well, yeah, if you're flying to Lima, you'll get to experience that. Lounges there right now, they only have one priority pass lounge. You can check my page there. I reviewed that. It's the Club Lima, which is I think it's the largest of the club franchise out there in the world now. And that's their first one in South America. So it was a nice experience. I gotta say I'm impressed with that. Latam is working on the lounge, but it's not going to open until August. So if you're wondering about that, so I think they'll just have the two lounges. I don't know domestically if there's going to be any lounges yet for flying domestically within Peru. Uh, but yeah, we'll see. Yet to be seen. Um, but yeah, yeah, guys, that's what I got going on this next trip. Also, later this month, Should be reviewing Swiss premium economy on a Fifth Freedom route and a new Sheraton hotel property as well. So pretty busy month this month. Next month will be a little lighter. Looking to got booked. Hopefully no equipment changes, but the new Latam business class suites. So I'll go out to Easter Island and back. Really just out and back on that one, and maybe a new hotel within that short trip. But a little lighter month next month for travel as far as reviews go. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the content. I try to go live at really it's easiest to go live at lounges that I've been to before. But I might, yeah, even hotel lounges. I think if I get the opportunity to do it, I'll go live from there. But I generally only do it at lounges I've reviewed before. I've reviewed this lounge before. I think while it was the Star Alliance Lounge, but no, actually it might have just changed over to the Banco Safra Lounge. But um, lounge options here in São Paulo. Not a lot. They used to have a Centurion Lounge here, but apparently that closed. I think another bank might have bought that out. They do have an American Airlines Admirals Club here, and there's like a Visa Black Lounge, which is to have the Visa Black card. I never understood the premise of that card. If it's supposed to rival the Centurion Black card, I'm not sure, but that's downstairs. But yeah, not a ton of lounges. Since Priority Pass took away the restaurant feature, those went away because there were some places you could eat at with Priority Pass restaurants, but they really nerfed that benefit for all of the credit card companies. So, yeah, guys, I think I'm going to grab some breakfast here, grab something light as I'll be eating on the Air China flight, which is a longer flight. So, I do appreciate you guys who woke up early, or again, it might be afternoon where you're at, especially Jane. If you're in Kenya, then yeah, it's afternoon. So, do appreciate you guys watching and tune in next time for the next live. Catch you guys later. Thank you.